Hello friends, how are you all today? How are you enjoying your holiday? I'm sure it's going great. Well, we wanted you to have some good rest and I believe you've done that. And I also believe you've had a nice time at home with mommy and daddy enjoying the holiday. Well, today I would like to talk about something, how to address adults. That means how to respond or greet an adult. It's going to be a really short lesson, so I want you to watch and ask questions if you don't understand anything. So, you need to remember that it's very important to be polite and respectful when you address adults. And to do that, you can use titles like Ma, Ma'am, Madam, Miss, or Sir. When you use these titles, it shows you have respect and you are being polite. But sometimes you might get confused. When do I use ma or ma'am or miss or sir? Well, if you've had that problem, this video will help you. So let's start with the very firsts. When to use ma. The word ma can be used for someone's mother, so I can say my ma, but you can also use the word ma when you address an old woman. So I can say, yes ma, or thank you ma, when I am responding or addressing an old woman. That's how to use ma. So is there any old woman around you? Your grandma, for example? Or your great-grandmother? You can use the title Ma when you talk to them. Good morning, Ma, or yes, Ma, or no, Ma, or thank you, Ma. That shows you have respect and you're being very polite. Okay, so let's look at the other one, when to use ma'am. Ma'am is actually short for madam. When you write ma'am, you write the letter M, A, an apostrophe, A and M. It's a short form for the word madam. Well, you use ma'am without a name to address a woman. Do you understand that? When you use ma'am, you don't need to use the person's name. So it's really suitable if you don't know the name of the woman. So you can just say, thank you, ma'am. I'll tell my mom, you're here, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. If you see an adult, a woman that you don't know her name and you want to greet, you can say, good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. And if you want to respond to a woman that you don't know her name, you can just say, yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am, depending on what the person says or asks. I hope you understand that part. Good. So, for example, you can also use ma'am for your teachers. It's not wrong. I can say, yes, ma'am, to my teacher. Now, when do we use Mrs.? Well, you use Mrs. before the name of a married woman's surname. So Mrs. is quite different from ma'am. You can use ma'am for a woman even if you don't know the person's name. But if you have to use Mrs., then it has to go with a married woman's surname. So let's take your teacher, for example. Let's say you have a teacher named Mrs. Butterball. That's her surname. So you can just say Mrs. Butterball, Mrs. Seth, Mrs. Musa, Mrs. Okata, Mrs. Neji. All of these are surnames of married women. So you use Mrs. for a woman that is married. So when your teacher calls you, for example, you can say, yes, Mrs., and you use your teacher's name. Yes, Mrs. Thank God. No, Mrs. Thank God. Do you understand that? Okay, very good. All right, so when do we use sir? Well, that's really very easy, right? Okay, you use sir to respectfully address a man. Yes, sir. No, sir. You can actually use sir without a name. So for any man, you can use the title sir. It's also okay if you don't know the person's name, so you can just say sir. Now, finally, when do we use miss? Miss. Well, you use miss with or without a name to address a young lady or a young lady that is not married or a young girl. Do you have young people, young teachers who are not married in your school and they're women? Well, you can address them with the title Miss. Yes, Miss Blessing. No, Miss Blessing. Miss is actually just used for a young lady or a young girl. You can also use the title Miss without a name. Yes, Miss. It's also very polite. Now, there are some things you need to avoid when you talk to people or when you are trying to give a response. Sometimes people just go this way. Do you understand? That's not very okay. You should learn to use words. Do not nod. You can use words like yes, no, with the titles we've talked about. Sometimes you hear people say, For example, if I say John, it would be wrong for John to respond with or eh. That's not very respectful. So when you respond to your teachers, to your parents, to adults around you, to anybody, you do not use words like or eh. It doesn't show respect and it doesn't show that you're polite. Use your words and use your titles. So let's have a brief recap. We've learned about the titles Miss, Mrs., Ma'am, Madam, and Sir and how to use them. If you have any questions after this video, you can send your questions to the comment section in your Google Classroom. That will be all for today, but keep on the lookout. You're going to have listening activities to keep you busy till you come back from the holiday. So do have a nice day and take care of yourselves. Don't forget to use your titles.